Welcome everybody to Uniexplus. Today I am really glad to introduce you to two founders here in Constance in Germany. So could you please introduce yourself? Where am I? What do you do? What are your names? I'm excited.
Okay, I make the start. I'm Christian. I'm one of the two founders of Farm Tiger. And Justus, introduce yourself.
My name is Justus. I'm the other founder of Farm Tiger, and I'm glad to be here.
I'm glad that you're here. I'm really excited for today. Thank you for accepting this interview. So, to get started, what did you study and where?
I do the start. I studied agricultural science in Bingen, a small town between Mainz and Koblenz in Germany.
Yes, I studied economics in Berlin. I was a dual studies degree, which means that you have this practical phases as well as the theoretical phases. You have 3 months university, 3 months company, 3 months university, 3 months company, and
Okay.
after 3 years you have your bachelor degree.
Okay.
And you see, within 3 years the normal bachelor degrees also happen, but it's more compressed in time. So during that company phases, then you can go through different apartments and see what you like, and that helped me a lot to figure out what I want in my professional career.
How could you describe yourselves during your studies? Which kind of students were you?
Was really focused and interested in that kind of modules where I had really interest in, or where the prof was very good. So then I learned, and then I was getting into these topics. But for the other parts of this study program and the other modules which I didn't like, then I did almost nothing, and hopefully everything went well.
Okay, and besides being at the university, what did you used to do on your free time?
My study program, I had not so much free time because so I had no semester ferien because when that time in the year was, then I went to the company and worked the practical phase then started. So I had not so much free time, but of course I had a student life a little bit.
Okay, so Christian, how were your university times?
My university times was very good, but my times in university was not so good.
How come?
I was a poor student because I was very often in the university. I spent more time with friends and partying, and my studies took pretty longer than usually, way longer than usually.
What do you mean with longer?
Double time.
Okay, okay, fair enough.
From my perspective, the biggest problem was the time I was partying with friends. That was my study time.
Okay, but you worked as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I always work part-time. I come out of the agricultural business, and I'm used to work, and I'm used to work very hard and start early, and I worked the whole time during my studies in different jobs from landscaping to cleaning stuff to helping out with accountant for some farmers. But the most time I used for party.
Okay, but would you say that the experience you gained through your different jobs while studying helped you to, I don't know, to be where you are, and afterwards the university to get over with your next jobs, to get started?
I think the most important fact for my career was that you have to be ambitious while working, and if you get an ambitious job where you can take over a lot of responsibilities and you want to do that, that's always pushing you if you want to do that kind of jobs. And that was the point for me. I always did the jobs I did very good, and I was very ambitious and doing a lot of work. And also for starting my career, I found a job where I could take over become the production manager in a mushroom company, which difficult structures, and I took over a lot of responsibilities for a young person working under difficult conditions, and if you take over a lot of responsibilities, it comes together with being ambitious, and that was a really great start for me.
Okay. Coming to Farm Tiger, you're quite a young company. How old are you as a company? How old is Farm Tiger?
Farm Tiger was founded last year.
First of all, you're an e-commerce company. How would you define e-commerce? How do you say it like in a few words, in a nutshell?
Buy online.
Fair enough. What do we buy online with Farm Tiger?
Yeah, so Farm Tiger wants to be the best place for farmers where they can buy everything for their farm.
Okay. So I found, while I was researching for this interview, I found your slogan pretty interesting. Dein Hof, deine Regeln. Your farm, your rules. So could you tell me this a little bit about the story of it and what's behind it?
Our customers are specialists. The farmers are using the products they purchase from Farm Tiger for a long time, and they know very good how to work with these products. And so the decision what they need, they can do by themselves very good. And we help them to have the right products so that they can make their choice. And we also help them to be more independent from the business, because when you have a look at the farming industry, the farmer is not very independent. He's really need the financial help from the government to finance his farm, and he's not independent, and he's also not independent due to the agribusiness. And we try to help the farmer in giving him a lot of products with a really fair price, helping them to purchase them very easy and get the product very fast, and don't need to use a lot of time to purchase the product, and so he can be more independent. So we can help him to overrule the situation of being unindependent on his farm.
Oh, so that's pretty innovative. So you go beyond just selling a product. You sell the independency for the farmers, and you.
Yeah, in the very big picture. I mean, we are a very small company. We try to do our very best to help the farmer, give him a good price, help him to get the product very fast, and helping to save time. And there are a lot of fields where we could help the farmer more. At the moment, we are helping him with good prices and helping him with fast delivery and time saving, and using the time, for example, more for his family or for working on his farm. And in the future, it's our vision to really help to make farmers more independent.
The idea of investing time, resources, and a huge effort in building a business can be a little bit overwhelming for some people and for students in this case. So, what made you take this step? How did you decide we want to try it out? We want to take a shot.
I don't know. I think it was for me. It was that feeling that now is the time.
Okay.
Because we figured out that market situation. We figured out how big this market is from a volume perspective, and we knew that there wouldn't be a lot of time until other companies and other business models will dive into that space. So we knew we had not much time, and we were so convinced about this idea that we knew we had to do it, and we had to do it now. So that was I think the big motivator, and also with that comes a risk, of course, because we had both good careers until that time, and you decide to quit a job, right? And for us it was we are still young. I mean, Christian is the father of three, but still very young, and I think it's easier to do the step when you are young, instead of doing it when you are 40 or 50, and when you have other life circumstances, maybe a house or something where you need to pay every month. So I think it was the right timing.
Okay.
Yes,
Would you like to add something?
yeah, I mean, it also has to do with independence. So it's your company where you can really build with the vision of the company you would like to have. In my career, I very often saw things which I really don't like when it comes to working together with employees, and we are really focusing on that point to build a company where our employees really love to work for. And so we are building Farm Tiger together, and to have this possibility is a very big chance, giving me the power to come every day to the office and smile and see the great team and what we can reach together.
What did you do before? What was in your lives before Farm Tiger?
You want to start?
Yeah, I can start. I started working as production manager on a mushroom company. After that, I worked for an agricultural organization in Switzerland, both companies in Switzerland. And after that, after the agricultural organization, I came to a company which is really good in doing e-commerce and trading, and I took over the agricultural business units there and managed these for the company, which was very interesting because there I learned really a lot more about e-commerce because my background was more from agricultural business, from production. We digitalized a lot of things for the organization I worked for, and which was very interesting, and we saw high potential. But in the next step, I really I got more knowledge about e-commerce, and I met Justus.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe I go back 1-2 steps before that position. So after my studies, I had a quick stop at Apple in Ireland, and but I didn't like it so much. So after
How come?
yeah, it was not the position, and which I really liked, and also it's a very big company. You have thousands of employees working there, and you're just a small number, and your creativity room is not so big.
Someone in the crowd.
Yeah, so I knew that this is not something for me. So I went back, and then I got a position in Switzerland as well in an e-commerce company, and it was very interesting for me. It's a niche player, but a very hidden champion, one of the biggest Amazon resellers from Amazon worldwide to that time. And I led the vendor management team there, and then I came to another company within Switzerland, where I was at the mother company and managed procurement and supply chain category management there, and I met Christian, and so then we figured out that market, and we thought, why will the digitization makes a curve around agriculture? That's not gonna happen. So let's go.
Could you please tell me some advantages from e-commerce compared to physical stores, but for both consumers as well as for sellers?
For me, it is it's the time-consuming thing, which is, I think, great at e-commerce. You just click on that what you want and you get it delivered. You almost have the better price, and you have the better assortment, a greater assortment, a wider assortment. And that is something which a local store can't provide, obviously, because they have just a room or 2 or 3, and they need to decide what to put on the shelf. At e-commerce, you can have thousands of products, and that is also what we wanted to give as an advantage to our customers, that they don't need to drive to that local stores where they have a small assortment. We want that they can have everything what they want, and every brand and every product, and because the interests are so different from customers to customers. So that is, I think, the three biggest advantages for me. I mean, I don't know what it is for you, but I guess.
Yeah, it's nearly the same. I think that both models can exist, but if you have a stationary trading company, you need to create value, and if you don't create value, you will lose against e-commerce, and this is 100% safe. And we exactly see that in our business, because we see our customers are kind of B2C customers, but they should be more B2B customers, but in their behavior they are B2C customers. Our farmers are obviously acting as B2C customers very often, but they should act more as B2B customers. So it's mixed up. We would say a business for farmer, and especially for the farmer. If you go to a local store, you only will find a small assortment, but you are the specialist which needs the products for your production, and you don't find the products you exactly need, so you are forced to buy something which is not 100% fulfilling your needs. And from a professional view, this is a very poor situation, because it's not helping you to get the best product you need. And this is where we come into the game, because we can give the customer a wide range of products, and he can exactly pick what he wants. If he needs a cheap product because he's not using it very often, he can purchase it. And he needs a more expensive professional brand product, then he can purchase that product from us, which is working way better for him. So he has the decision and can work way more professional than he can when he's purchasing the product from stationary shops, which is also decreasing the amount of products in the shop, because they see the people coming in the shops, and it's more normal people which want to buy stuff for their garden, because the customer group for farmers is way smaller. And so this is where we come into place with Farm Tiger.
To keep rolling with the interview, I would like to ask you another question. What is the role of the innovation and technology at Farm Tiger, and how important is it to keep up to date for you and to use new tools in your business?
Yeah, obviously it's very important for us because we are a digital company. So I mean, main innovation from the product perspective, like how the shop is designed and how customers can interact with that shop. This is then very important to always improve that status quo. So it's the shop and the e-commerce store and the customer experience, it will never be finished. So it can always get better and better and better and better. So the most important thing for us is to see, listen, and check what the customers want, and then develop that into that direction. And that is like the production side, but also technology takes a place when we talk about communication, about project management, about many other systems in our company, for example, the ERP and the PIM system and the finance system and the logistics system, and everything needs to come together. And so it's a big role. It's the fundamental, let's say.
Do you think that it's always worth it to keep inquiring, to keep looking for new tools to improve?
Yes, and I think, or how we look at this is that we first try to figure out whether we have a need which can be covered by a tool or by a software. And when we figure out that there is nothing in that direction, then we also have the possibility to develop it by our own. So that is also something we always check, because sometimes it's better to have it adjusted really on your needs, on what you want. And so some standard software sometimes can't really bring that value.
Okay.
This is Uniexplus, and have a successful day.